Hello friends, in the present video we will take up one retirement practice problem. Earlier two videos are also available on retirement that regarding introduction as well as one university level question. Regarding that a link will be shared in the I button as well as the description box. Right, as we have already discussed, it's a practice problem, so we'll see the question. The balance sheet of Ashish, Suresh, and Lokesh who were sharing profit and loss in the proportion of 5:3:2 given below as on 31st March 2007. Liabilities and assets we have. On the asset side, land and building, plant and machinery, furniture, stock, debtors, and cash in hand. On the assets liability side, capital, Ashish, Suresh, and Lokesh, reserve funds, syndicators, outstanding expenses. Suresh retires on the above date and the following adjustments were agreed upon his retirement. So Suresh is going to retire. Stock was valued at 1,72,000. Furniture, so there is an adjustment on stock. Stock value is 1,72,000. So earlier value of the stock is 1,85,000. Now it has been changed to 1,72,000. So there is a depreciation. Furniture and fitting valued at 80,000. So there is an adjustment on furniture and fitting. So value is 80,000 in the sense increase in the value of furnitures. Earlier value is 77. An amount of rupees 10,000 due from Mr. Deepak, a debtor, was doubtful and provision for the same was required. So of the debtors, 1,72,000, one fellow, Mr. Deepak, to whom we need to receive 10,000, it seems to be doubtful. So what we have to do, we need to create a provision for doubtful debts of rupees the same 10,000. Directly amount is given. Goodwill of the firm was valued at 2 lakhs, but it was decided not to show goodwill account. Suresh was paid 40,000 immediately on retirement and the balance was transferred to his loan account. Ashish and Lokesh were sharing future profits in the proportion of 3:2. Prepare revaluation account, partners capital account, and balance sheet after the reconstituted firm balance sheet. Right, this is the question we have provided. We need to take up the solution. So we'll see the solution. So what we are asked to prepare, we are asked to prepare ledger account, that is revaluation account, partners capital account, cash account, and balance sheet. Cash account we were not asked, but still we are preparing for better understanding sake. So all the four diagrams, that is tables, we have drawn. Then simultaneously we will do the problem starting from the asset. So land being an asset, there is no adjustment on land, therefore directly it will be written on the asset side of the balance sheet. Then building, there is no adjustment, building will be written directly on the asset side of the balance sheet. Whereas plant and machinery, even there is no adjustment, so directly it will be written as asset. So build land and building, land, building, plant and machinery, no adjustment, directly written on the asset side. Then when you talk about the furniture we have an adjustment. What did he say about the furniture? Furniture valued at 80,000. So book value is 77, now it is 80. So new value, revised value 80,000 we will take. But when you compare to 77, what is the value of incremental change? 3,000. That will be recorded on the revaluation account credit side. That is furniture 3,000. Clear? Then after furniture we have stock, and there is an adjustment on stock. Stock value is 1,72,000, whereas book value is 1,85,000. So value of the stock is decreasing. So stock will be written on the asset side, revised new value, that is 1,72,000. What is the decremental change? That change will be recorded amounted to rupees 13,000 on the revaluation account debit side. Then sundry debtors. So sundry debtors is an asset regarded written on the asset side of the balance sheet. Value of the sundry debtor 1,72,000, but provision of 10,000 is to be made in respect of amount due from Deepak. So 1,72,000 minus 10,000, 1,62,000 will be recorded on the asset side. Whereas what to do with this 10,000? These 10,000 will be recorded on the revaluation account debit side as provision for doubtful debts. Cash in hand. So cash account we have already prepared. Therefore to balance brought down 1,21,000 in the cash account. Once the cash is done, all the assets are done. Now come to the liability side. First, capital. So capital account we have prepared. In capital account, by balance brought down capitals respective amounts, as capital is a liability, shows credit balance, hence by balance brought down. Then reserve fund. Reserve fund is distributed among the partner. Credit side by reserve fund in which ratio? OPSR, old profit sharing ratio. So it will be how much? 90,000, 54,000 and 36,000 if you divide this 5:3:2 ratio. 1,80,000. Then sundry creditors, no adjustment, directly will be written on the liability side. Outstanding expenses, no adjustment, directly written on the liability side. Then come to the adjustment. As a balance sheet is done entirely. Right, stock is done, furniture is done, an amount of 10,000 PDD is also done. Goodwill of the firm was valued at 2 lakh rupees. So now treatment of goodwill. So as you are already aware, in case of retirement and death, both the cases, you must divide the goodwill among the continuing partners in gaining ratio. Right? In two situations, we need not to calculate gaining ratio. When NPSR is not given, in such a case, OPSR itself is GR. When specific gaining ratio is given in the question, that we need to take up. In the sense, we need not to calculate. So in both the situation, we need not to calculate, but we need to calculate in the situation when we have NPSR provided in the question. So in this question, we have given NPSR. That is sixth point. Ashish and Lokesh were sharing profit and loss in the proportion of 3:2. Future profits. Right? So therefore, we need to calculate gaining ratio first. So calculation of GR, working note. So what is the formula of GR? GR is equals to NPSR minus OPSR, new share minus old share. So the continuing partner Ashish GR is equals to what is the Ashish NPSR? 3/5, 3:2 he is sharing, minus OPSR is 5/10. Therefore it is 1/10 is the GR. Then Lokesh GR is equals to what is his new share? 2/5 minus what is his old share? That is 2/10. Therefore we are getting GR is how much? 2/10. So this is the gaining ratio. In this proportion we need to share the goodwill. So total firm goodwill we have given 2 lakhs. Then gaining ratio is 1:2. Already we have calculated. Now the firm goodwill is 2 lakhs. So now we need to calculate Suresh's share of goodwill, who is going to retire, his share of goodwill. How to calculate? The total goodwill of the firm was 2 lakhs. So 2 lakhs into what is the share of Suresh? He was having 3/10. Out of 2 lakh, 3/10 is the Suresh share. Therefore 2 lakhs into 3/10 we will get 60,000. This 60,000 is to be given by continuing partner to retiring partner, that is Suresh. In which proportion? In 1:2, that is GR proportion. What is the accounting treatment? First we need to credit the Suresh account who is going to retire. So as who is going to give? That is A and L. That is Ashish and Lokesh are going to give. So in capital account of the Suresh, by A's capital, that is Ashish capital, how much he is going to give? That is 60,000 into 1/3. That is equals to 20,000. That is gaining ratio. How much L is Lokesh is going to give? That is 40,000. Right? So 20,000 and 40,000 credited into the account of Suresh. Then the same amount will be debited because we should not maintain the goodwill account. As per the accounting standard, goodwill is to be recorded in the books of account whenever it is purchased. Right? So S capital account we are writing 20,000 and 10,000. Sorry, 20,000 and 40,000 respective amount in the A's capital and L's capital. It will be debited so that this account will get nullified. Then once the goodwill treatment is done, next, Suresh was paid 40,000 immediately. So 40,000 we are paying to Suresh. So what we have to do in Suresh capital account, we need to write to cash 40,000 and in cash account by Suresh capital 40,000. See, whenever we are making payment to retiring partner, it will be written into the capital account as well as cash account. Capital account debit, cash account credit. But in case of death of partner, whenever we make the payment to the deceased partner, executor we will make the payment. Therefore, it will not be written in the capital account. Instead it will be written in the executor account. Right there, I will explain. Once this is done, payment has been made to Suresh. Then we need to close the capital account. First, we need to close the revaluation account. So, revaluation account, when you close, you are getting loss of revaluation 20,000 will be shared by A, B, A, S, N. ASL, in the sense Ashish, Suresh, and Lokesh. In which proportion? OPS are 5:3:2. 10,000, 6,000, 4,000 comes to 20,000. This revaluation loss that will be debited to the partner's capital account to revaluation 10,000, 6,000, and 4,000. Once this is done, we will close the capital account of all the three partners. Then Suresh total is 5,29,000. We have given him 40,000. So balancing figure we are getting 4,83,000. This 4,83,000 will be transferred to loan account Suresh, whereas rest of the two partners amount, that is Suresh loan account, will be written in the balance sheet as a liability, right? So Suresh loan written in the liability side of the balance sheet. Once this is done, we need to close the capital account and we need to find out the balance carried down of Ashish and Lokesh. So 7,80,000 and 3,37,000. These are the balance carried downs. These will be shown in the balance sheet liability side as capital Ashish and Lokesh. That is 7,80,000 and 3,37,000. Then close the cash account and find out the balance of cash available. 1,21,000 minus 40, 81,000 is the cash balance available with the firm. That is balance carried down. It will be shown in the balance sheet asset side, 81,000. Then finally we need to tally the balance sheet. So balance sheet will get tally with 17,40,000. So this is the way we need to work out the problem. Right? So bear in mind, gaining ratio is mandatory if NPSR is given. If NPSR is not given, then not required, and specific ratio of gaining is given, then also it is not required. Right? So please bear in mind, these are the situations. I hope I made you understand. So thank you very much for watching my video. Please do subscribe my channel, Mentor the Trusted Guide. Please, I wanted to make this channel a complete tutorial for all the students, right, who can watch the videos and get prepared themselves properly for the exams. Please motivate me and give your support in the form of subscription, in the form of likes, in the form of sharing to others. Thank you very much.